Hi guys, so we start out with the mystical shaman oracle, and the first one is number 1, the ancient ones. The ancient ones are shamans of old who defeated death and escaped from tyranny of time. The ancient ones once walked the earth like us, in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. And the invitation says the ancient ones are inviting you to reach the future to help birth a new destiny for Earth. Go ahead, find out who you're becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew. Boy, do I do that, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. And if you look at this spread, it's like wada, 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 wada. It drives me crazy. I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with all that? And the next card is number 21, the Gatherer. And the essence says, before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when the game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. And the invitation says, look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. And yes, times 1,000. I feel like this is saying, whether it's something that you're resonating with personally or something that is collectively, which I kind of feel it's more collectively, I feel like this is something saying that, we're all being called to find our own truth, right? Yes, it's a personal thing. It's, helping us find ourselves, because then we can be whole. And then that feeling of lack goes away, right? But I also feel like it is collectively, because I feel like this is the time that it's needed. All of us bring a different point of view, and we bring our own spirit, our own understanding of that spirit with us. I know I kind of talk a lot about the shamanism aspect of things right now, but that's just because that's how I'm resonating with it right now, and it really feels good for me right now. And I feel like some people might not resonate with it. They might feel something different. There's a lot of things that I had to overcome in being accepting of. Sometimes these are how people feel. You know what I mean? In past videos, I always used to say, like, I'm forgiving the mega Christians and the twin flamers, because those are two areas where I feel like I was burned in my life. And long story. But anyway, so these are areas that I didn't resonate with, but it might resonate with somebody else, right? It's all part of the same plan. And I think that's the thing we kind of need to realize. So I also feel like this is saying that, with this abundance, this is gathering of ideas and thoughts and creativity and all these things that I feel like are really coming up right now. We have the resources. The abundance that we have is, in this collective understanding and this collective expression. I think collective expression is a better expression of that feeling. It's like this morning, I was just flipping through, looking at some of my people that I watch and comments and things like that. And just the different way that people connect is beautiful. Really listening to way, sometimes even comments, like somebody that is on here that maybe they don't have a channel or they don't post anything, but they might make a comment. Sometimes that sparks something in somebody else. And then they have an idea of like, oh, wow, I never saw it that way before. I think this is beautiful. And I feel like our ancestors, whether you believe in it that way or not, or spirit or whatever that is really, whatever's guiding us, I feel is encouraging that, because this is a time where I feel like we need that, where we need to drop that my way is the right way, and you have to believe, your spiritual life has to be like this, and you have to suffer, and you have to earn sovereignty. I feel like that time is really being transformed. So that's what I'm getting from that. And so let's go to my first row. My first row is, the energy that we're in right now. And somebody might see this as like a connection with somebody that brings back a lot of nostalgia or something like that. But for me, I am feeling definitely this is a connection with our, whether you believe in past lives or ancestors or a deep, remembering of this. I feel like this is us connecting with a deep memory, remembering of who we really are and what it's all about. And kind of like, understanding that, there's more, so much more. And that this connection is huge, and it links us to the beginnings and the ends. And even if there isn't a beginning or the end, it's just something that's beautiful. It's very much, for me, feels like an ancestral connection. And then what we need to work on, we have the Three of Cups and we have the Ace of Cups. So this is our focus. I feel like this focus, because, when you get a cup, right, this is sometimes can be a new emotional, creative, or spiritual opportunity or beginning. And with the Three of Cups, I feel like this is saying that this is something that we all are, we need to cultivate and we need to share and we need to express and, celebrate it. So I feel like this is a big, huge emphasis on that whole feeling of really this big, huge collective sharing of our experience of this feeling, right? Because it's all different. Like, I might believe in this and you might believe in that, but at the core, it's what it is, right? If that makes sense. And then which I thought was pretty cool, my third row is always like what we have around us, what resources, what energies, what mindsets, what skill sets we have, people, us, things like that can help us with this. And we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Ace of Wands, which was freaking beautiful that they came out together. So the Ace of Swords, this can be like an aha moment. This can be like what people would call downloads or epiphanies. This is, knowledge. This is clarity. This is really, wisdom. This feels wisdom to me, especially with the combination of the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. We are given some sort of spark of creation and love and that watery feeling, but it's also spiritual with the fire and the water together. There's no water. Yeah, there's a lot of water, but I feel like this is like deep spiritual knowledge that we are being gifted and we are remembering. It sounds woo-woo, but I'm woo-woo. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? And then like my last row is kind of like what the outcome is, kind of like a summary of like what our goal is. And I feel like with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups, I feel like this is a deep embracing that empathy and that intuitiveness. And the the Page of Cups is like, embracing that beginner mindset and that awe and feeling of, just enchantment with all of it again. Because really, sometimes we do start out that way and then we get all like frustrated because things didn't go away, or we're expecting a certain outcome and it doesn't happen, right? I feel like we're falling in love with this again, and we're really, sending our messages out and getting inspired by other people's message. And then we have our Liminal Forrest Oracle, which, trust, it's got to pop up at least 2 or 3 times a week. And then with that, which I thought was pretty cool, we have, is it Chariot? I don't know how to say this right. It might just be Chariot. But this is my Crystal Angel Oracle deck that my husband got me when he stopped at a thrift store one time. It was pretty neat. Just come home and said, hey, I got this for you. And I love it because a lot of times it just gives you a little boost. And it's like simple. You don't have to figure it out. It's just like a message. And I get some angelic feelings sometimes. I don't quite understand all of it. And that's what I love. So if you get confused because I'm not blank to the point, that's just who I am. I'm all over the place, and that's how I like to be. But it talks about spiritual protection. You're being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. And I feel like that's it. It's like, our ancestors, guides, spirits, angels, our power animals, whoever, they're really guiding us to this, this great whatever, So if you're a creative person, be creative. If you, want to express your love, express it. If you want to express your spirituality, express it. If you have something that you've learned and you feel the need to say it, say it. I feel like there's so much that we need to express, and it's just going to encourage others to do that. And I feel like, yes, we need to trust that we are protected in this. And then I have the other Liminal Forrest Oracle with Adrift, because sometimes it can feel like we're confused and lost all the time. There was a time where I got very frustrated because I didn't have like a direct point. I'm very loosey-goosey about a lot of things, and I'm pretty chill and relaxed. There's a lot of mutability in my birth chart, but at the same time, I love learning, and I love like intellectual stuff. So sometimes it was hard for me to not pinpoint things, right? But once I've kind of let go of that, it's opened my whole world, and I've really understanding that all the things that we have to share help broaden our minds and kind of help us collectively. So in a way, it's kind of nice to be adrift. It's kind of like trusting the flow, right? Trusting the river, jump and let the universe catch you type of thing. Just a dirty headline. But I don't know. I just think it's a good thing in a way. I feel like, it's okay to get a little lost. I think we need to have that awe and wonder again and be okay with it, because we're being protected, right? And that feeling of being in awe and wonder is from Great Spirit, the undefined, whatever you want to call that. And then I have my Herbal Astrology Oracle, which I thought was perfect. It is Arnica, number 33, and it is the teacher, which is ruled by Saturn. And it talks a lot about loyalty and teacher and community and intuition. And when I talk about loyalty, I'm talking about like in shamanism, how they, the community took care of each other. Not loyalty to something that makes you feel afraid or scared. It's a loyalty out of love, I feel like. And there's wolf medicine in Arnica, and that's what they're about. They take care of the wolf pack. They take care, they know their roles, and they support each other's roles, because that's what works, right? And I feel like that's what this is saying, is supporting each other in our separate ideas and creativities and our what we bring to the table, right? I'm always saying what we bring to the table, because that's what it is. I feel like we don't do enough of that. We want to prove our right because maybe we feel like it's not really who we are. I think that comes back to being whole. And I think a lot of times people need to understand and realize that that's what it is. It's okay to be who you are, right? It's all how we express it. So I hope this means something to somebody today. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place all the time, but that's just who I am. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and just the community. I think this is a beautiful community of people and thinkers and expressive people, and it's just beautiful. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.